Well, welcome back to the Self Build and Renovation Show. We are live for the fourth and final time of the full roam. We've still got to wrap up with the main man yet to come, haven't we?
Yeah, that's it.
But we're going to do one more roam and catch up with some more of the experts. I have to tell you, by the way, we are only scratching the surface of the people that you can speak to, the things that you can see. But it's nice to try and bring some of it to life. I mean,
yeah,
and that's what we're trying to do.
to get a flavour of the centre, aren't we? But yeah, you want to come down and see it for yourself.
You do, 100%. So I hope this has been useful. But we're going to grab a word with a few more people. This person you've been trying to corral for a long, long time, haven't you?
Well, yeah, this is it. Some people are just too popular. Right?
Well, exactly.
So we had Max from Fleming Homes on one of our previous episodes. We've referenced previously today about our Battle of the Building Systems.
Yeah.
So that was great to have a chat then. But now we're going to move on, and we've got actually a kind of moment of respite for you guys. I think you've been quite busy, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
How's your day been?
It's been fantastic. It's really good to speak to self-builders that are visiting the show. It's been super good in terms of footfall, so we're delighted to be here.
Yeah, brilliant. So tell us a little bit about Fleming Homes.
So we design and manufacture timber frame homes for self-builders. We've been in business since 1986. And one of the unique things about what we do is we have a free design service. And what that enables self-builders to do is to come to us and sort of tell us exactly what it is that they want to achieve. Our designers will then translate those ideas onto paper, and it gives them an opportunity to put a cost against what their plans are, because it's quite difficult that's kind of a little bit of chicken and egg in terms of feasibility. What can we afford to build? So our design service is there to help self-builders essentially just get started.
Amazing, I love it. So you've got a couple of different demos here, haven't you? A few cutaways of different parts of timber frame. So what can you tell us about that in terms of the fabric itself?
So this is a really standard wool detail. You'll find it across many different manufacturers. Ultimately, it's got a layer of PIR, which is built into the dwelling itself. You can then layer additional layers of PIR insulation on top of that. The insulation itself, given the width, sort of the depth of the product and the cost of the product, it is extremely thermally efficient. So it really does a good job in terms of thermal performance for people that are building with timber frame. Mm-hmm. And this build-up would give you a U value of 0.11 if it has a brick outer. So it is very thermally efficient.
Yeah, amazing. And I believe, if Max is to be believed, it's pretty quick to be put up as well.
Absolutely, and really quick to manufacture. So the average timber frame in our factory takes just 3.28 days.
Yeah, wow.
And that's a 4-bedroom house to actually prefabricate.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, completely. And then once it reaches site, it takes between 2 and 3 weeks to erect to the wind and watertight stage, depending on the size of the dwelling.
Wow, that's fantastic. Well, thank you for carving out some time for us today. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And we are going to carry on our journey on our last roam of the Trade Village.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much. Thanks, guys.
We knew we'd get you eventually.
Thank you.
Thanks both. Thank you very much. Right,
let's move through this way. And let's see who we can get on our last tour.
I know, and you were quite sort of, you've got multiple people that he wants to speak to.
The day goes so quickly.
It does. Greetings.
This lovely gentleman, I think, has told us he doesn't really like being on camera before, but he's great. Our friends at Total Home Environment look pretty busy right now, but as you can see, they've got a great stand. And I think it was episode 3, if we go back to heat, when we talked about heat and energy.
We were actually sat right in front of it, weren't we?
Yeah, so we had a really great chat with Clarissa. So if you're interested in finding out more about what they do, that's your episode, really, to go and have a look at that.
It is. So, and they tend to do some of the talks as well, don't they?
They do as well, yeah. But that's all about kind of the ventilation and heating and getting all of that working in harmony. Similarly, behind us here as well, also busy, but I think we'll maybe talk about them rather than to them a little bit. Our friends at AC
and they're
Architect.
still speaking to some people that I know as well.
Yeah, so your friends and mine, I suppose, as well.
I was going to grab them, but it does look like a struggle. Well, they're still doing the virtual reality. We got you in that, didn't we?
So this was me last time, yeah. But I think this is. I did want to show this because it's really great for anyone that's kind of struggling to picture what their floor plans might look like if it's brought. If you're kind of thinking, oh, it's all a bit 2-dimensional. How does it look? this is a really great way to be able to visualize a design before it progresses any further. So
I love it.
And do you know what? It's a bit fun to have a go on as well.
It really is. You know what? I'm gonna take a huge.
Oh, he's being brave.
See, this is where it's in action for real. They're deep in the middle of their conversations, and it's a great example. I was going to grab a word with Rory and Florrie. Sorry, Nick, you got a close-up on me there. But they're in an awful lot of deep conversations there. They did stop when I walked past last time, but Rory and Florrie are clearly well engrossed now. With Jenny, who, of course, was on one of the panel shows.
She was on one of the panels of the show in the autumn.
It was.
As well, yeah, which was brilliant.
Where do you want to go now,
Let's go this way. Let's see if we can... Hey, I promised you we'd come and see you.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm not bringing a fight. I'm not bringing fellow competitors this time, all right? Let me give you this.
Thank you very much.
Hey, how's your day been so far?
Really good, yeah. We've been really busy. I was worried, actually, because I was losing my voice earlier on.
Day one as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all good.
So quick cup of tea, and yeah, I'm all right again now. I can
So,
talk.
for anyone who hasn't seen our Battle of the Building System episode, obviously we would recommend they go and do it.
Absolutely.
But just maybe you could give a kind of a whistle-stop tour of what it is that you guys do.
Yeah, so we basically design and build bespoke timber homes that we import from Finland. Really sustainable, very, very healthy to live in. So one of the main benefits are the health benefits. You won't get any mold growth, there's no bacteria, there's no dust in the air. And also it reduces your heart rate, so you have about 8,500 less heartbeats per day. So you sleep better, feel calmer. And one of the main things is we're binding a lot of carbon in the building.
Yes.
So every cubic metre of wood that goes into the house binds about 1 tonne of carbon.
Okay.
So that's quite significant. And annually, the houses that we produce in the factory are binding about 30 million tonnes of carbon in them.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of carbon being bound for life, for the lifetime of the building. So when we do our energy performance certificates and our SAP calculations, we're usually showing that the houses are net carbon zero or better.
Wow, amazing. So that really is a sustainable choice. Sounds like it's a high-performing choice as well.
It is, yeah. I mean, they're energy efficient because we have good air tightness.
Yeah.
But yeah, certainly from a sustainable point of view, the more wood that we use in construction, the better.
Yeah.
If we're going to seriously do something about climate change, then we have to use wood in construction. It's one of the only ways to do it. One thing is to look at the fabric of the building, but that only tells one story. We need to look at embodied carbon. So we can't just concentrate on airtight, energy efficient structures. We need to look at the materials that we're using to achieve those airtight and energy efficient structures.
This is sort of the balance or debate even that we've alluded to before, I think, of the embodied carbon versus the operational carbon, and trying to understand actually, are you doing something really good on one side of that seesaw but not so much on the other? And this sounds like a good balance.
Maybe not even just a balance. We're doing it both ways.
Fantastic. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Both sides of the seesaw are up somehow.
Yeah, somehow they are.
Great. It's also.
I want to take hold of this a second, because then it frees up your hands. Can you pick up one of these? Because then we can actually see this on the camera. Yeah. And if I then hold the microphone, because I know you brought this over, and one of the things that stood out for me that I hadn't thought of is that how this actually holds the heat that the sun throws at it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, this acts as a big thermal mass. So when the sunlight comes in through the window, that energy gets absorbed into the wood as heat. So this feels quite warm, even today on quite a cold day, because it's always trying to equalise the air temperature.
Right.
So when the air temperature in the house is warm during the day, that gets absorbed into the walls. Overnight, when it's cool, your heating goes off, that warmth comes back out of the walls into the house. So it means in the morning, your heating system's only having to raise the temperature by 1 or 2 degrees rather than 8 or 10 degrees. So it naturally is helping you to reduce your energy costs.
I do love it. And of course, I don't know if you can see it, Nick, down here, you've then got the way that they're then pieced together. You've then got the other bits and pieces outside of that, in effect.
Yeah, exactly. And we try and use wood as much as possible. So we're using a wood fibre insulation. We've got no plastic in the walls, so no plastic vapour barrier. We try and reduce the use of plastic in the buildings because we want to keep the health benefits, the structure that's breathing, which is going to give you much better indoor air quality. So a much healthier house to live in. In fact, on Wednesday this week, we launched a Healthy House concept, which has been introduced in Finland about 7 or 8 years ago, and now it's been introduced worldwide. So when we build a house for somebody, if they want to go the Healthy House concept route, we look at everything that goes into the building, from the kitchens to the floor coverings, to make sure they're either low or zero VOCs, and nothing that's going to contribute harmful chemicals into the air, basically.
I love it. And let's be honest, Nick, they look blooming good.
I mean, look at the style
They
of it
look
as well.
good.
Let's not forget, you're not compromising on having a beautiful home.
No, exactly right.
I'd like to ask you one more question, and I think I've seen the answer on the screen behind you anyway, but I'd like to prompt you to talk about it. But why Finland? Why would that be where you would source your wood from?
I mean, they've got a lot of wood. 70% of Finland is woodland, and that woodland area grows year on year. But the main reason for us, my background has been in the timber industry all my working life. So I knew if we wanted the best quality products, then probably Finland is the best place to go. Yeah. They don't get a lot of wind. And because it's such a big area of forest, it's protected from the wind anyway. So the trees grow very, very straight and very slowly. They have long, cold winters where the trees are dormant. And then, so they only have a very short summer period when the trees are growing. So it means you get the perfect building material. You know, they're not bent, which causes stress in the wood. Yeah. So it's very stable. Because it's grown so slowly, the ring growth is so tight. It's almost as dense as a hardwood. Yeah.
So the conditions in that climate and that part of the world, I suppose, makes it good quality, but also for the very same reason, it's in abundance. Therefore, it's more sustainable to grow and cut down from there.
Exactly, and it's such a somebody was saying to me the other day, actually earlier on today, what happens when you run out of trees? Well, that's a 3-bedroom house. That house in the summer in Finland would take 1 minute to grow.
There we go. That's the answer.
There's a lot of wood.
I think we talked earlier about a mic drop to end on, and I think that is one. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you. Good to see you again.
We're
Thank you very much.
This way.
So there you go. That was Honker. Let's wander. Where are we at to next?
So I wanted to try and catch Pura.
I just went very Bristolian on you there. Where are we at to next? I don't know where that came from.
We're in the West Country.
Yeah.
When in Rome.
When I'm not doing me presenter, that's the Bristolian does come out proudly.
So I think these guys are a little busy, and they're in the middle of a chat with someone that we already interrupted once today, I think already. But what I did just want to showcase, in the absence of being able to have a chat with these guys, is these Pura performance panels.
Okay.
And actually, this is something that's, if you look at all the different options there, it's brilliant. It's something that's really resistant, but can bring a really nice finish to a home. But actually, if we spin around as well, you can see it all in action. And we've got our whole Dale house, which is right in the middle of the centre.
I've never noticed this.
Which they've done out this whole side of it for us.
Wow.
So you can actually see a full-scale version of that, which is pretty cool.
Last year for the panel shows, we were up there in that window there, and I've never noticed any of this.
Yeah,
I'm loving the name, Romantic Walnut.
Yeah, you know.
Hey, I'm liking that.
I've been called worse.
Well,
But for those that are interested, that's where I spend my days up there as well.
It is, yeah.
My office up there. Great, right, we're going to make a move because there's one person that I really promised I would get to because they were the first person on our list and we've left them till our 4th roaming session.
Only because of geographical constraints, let's be honest.
I could say alphabetical as well, actually,
well,
but I just want to make sure we get down to these guys because they're great. And they're not there. Okay, I'm going to talk about them. We're going to talk about them instead of with them. But Urban Charge, I apologise to you guys that we've not arrived while you're here. Maybe I'll come and get you. Oh, he's here.
Yeah, he's spotted us.
But I think this is really key. We've talked a lot about our homes, but actually how do you then integrate a home with a sustainable vehicle? So if you've got an electric vehicle,
I see.
This
Come on through, sir. I'm going to hand you the microphone. You can speak to Nick.
Thank you. Yeah.
I was midway through making an on-screen apology to you that I'd missed you, but you're here. So
I'm delighted to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
How's your day been so far?
It's been good. Lots of people. Really impressed with how many people have come and some great conversations. Everyone really thinks it looks really good.
Yeah.
You know, so it's made of Accoya timber. So we've spotted a gap in the market where EV charging pedestals. What you'll see generally is a sort of a fairly functional black sort of pedestal. Mm-hmm. So we thought, no, let's go in with something sustainable, looks great, and good for the environment.
Yeah,
so and you can put most chargers on it as well. So hopefully
brilliant.
a product for the future.
Yeah, I love it. So how tricky is it then if you were thinking about getting an EV charger, and of course you want to do it with a little bit of style as well?
Yeah.
How tricky is that to add to an existing home or to a new build?
We make it pretty simple.
Nice.
You've got to think about a few things really ahead. So putting cabling in where you want the charger.
Mm-hmm.
This obviously is pedestal mounted, so ideally suited to a drive where you get access to multiple vehicles. So we see that as being the future, where people are multiple EVs in the household.
Yeah.
It's fairly straightforward. It just needs a little bit of thinking ahead, really, in terms of electrical supplies, where you want it, but pretty straightforward.
Yeah, fantastic. I love it. So I suppose what I'd like to ask you then is if there's any kind of questions that you get regularly asked about the product or about anything surrounding it that you think that's a common misconception or that's something that is a question you always get asked.
One of the things we asked about is the cable. Actually, it's like,
Okay.
does the cable, is it stuck to the charger,
Okay.
or not? And the answer is it can be either. It can be stuck, locked on, or it can be movable. So
Yeah.
the cable can be removed if necessary. So
Okay, brilliant. So if you want to not have it plugged in at all times, you can take that away and
yeah,
have
some
that
people
elsewhere.
like to have the cables on there, so they just come back from work or shopping,
Yeah.
plug in. Others like to have the cable somewhere else, safe and secure, because they're worried that somebody might come along and take it for themselves. So,
Fantastic.
yeah,
So it sounds like you've brought together kind of usability and style with the sustainability.
Absolutely,
Of
absolutely. One of the features that we've got is this is hollow. So I'm going to try and open this with holding the mic at the same time.
Yeah.
Would you mind just? And I'll just. But basically, the way we designed it is it's actually hollow. So the cabling can be put inside the actual pedestal, so you don't get any sort of visible cabling on the outside.
Yeah, fantastic.
And you'll see probably from the photograph there that it's really well crafted. So this is handcrafted in the UK, and we just think it's a product which is offers people something quite different.
Love it. Thank you for sharing with us, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend.
Pleasure. Great.
Yeah, I'll leave you to wrestle with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks guys.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Magic. Thank you very much. That was brilliant. Now I know why you wanted to make sure we came here.
Yeah,
That's absolutely
absolutely.
wicked. Thank you.
One thing I will ask you to do, Nick, as well, is just to spin around. We just wanted to show off. This is where our Build It theatre is. So this is actually, we've been down the other
yeah.
end showing off our sustainability
True.
theatre. We won't barge in because I think there might be a talk midway through. So everyone will turn around and look at us if we do that, probably.
No, there isn't.
Oh, there's not? Okay.
No. So just have a quick sneak peek in
Caught
there,
it between talks.
because it is a great space, that, isn't it? I'm gutted. I'm missing the after show drinks later as well.
Oh yeah, partner drinks will be in here, so there'll be some chairs need to be cleared by the team by then. But yeah, this is where we're holding our talks, and actually we've caught it at a time when it's nice and quiet because it will be packed in there most of the
yes.
time, which is great.
Hence, we've not been able to get in there and show you that.
Yeah. I
What
suppose
next?
before we wrap, because I think we're pretty much there, is I think I just wanted to show you this other angle of the renovation house.
And I promised you we would see the rest of the renovation house, or
So,
the ground floor at
We,
least.
we saw the before and we saw a bit of the during of the outside anyway.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to show you this is the same house.
Are we gonna
that
go the wrong
that we
way
looked
in?
out on our third room earlier.
Sorry.
But actually, what a nicely finished.
Yeah, so we've
home.
got the upstairs as well. So
Which is
that's
the
what
same-
was the front there, isn't it, in effect?
Yeah, so all the same dimensions. This is the same home, with a bit of much needed love applied to it.
Absolutely amazing.
Should we go inside
Yeah.
before we wrap up?
Come into my house.
Might be worth catching just really quickly there that we've had good energy doing some talks on some of their heat pump installs, and they might even be talking to someone now about a battery that combines with solar as well. Fantastic. Let's have a look inside.
I think
The most practical tool for any homeowner, I think you'll find.
Ooh, I'm liking that.
I love that. It's a nice little extra.
So although the first thing you'll see is still the work in progress, this is the key part here. This is exactly the same dimensions as what we saw with the old fashioned, with the floorboards.
If you don't know what we're talking about, if you go back and watch the third video in this series from today, then you'll see.
Yes, go and watch Rome number 3. And that's ROAM. Not, but this is the you know, what is possible with the renovation, and it's just phenomenal what you can do.
Yeah. So I think this is a really great visualization in here of being able to bring together the before, the during, and the after. But
and I do like actually this bit where you can see that, where if you remember, if you go back and watch the previous walk that we did when we were in its original guise, the floorboards were absolutely destroyed, and it's like a mix of things that have been done here that are going to make that difference.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's starting to be built back up at this stage.
It's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And as we said, upstairs you've then got bedrooms, bathrooms, and loft conversion to show what else can be done.
Absolutely. And throughout, we've got some great features from Good Energy where they can look at actually how can you make your home fit for sustainable and renewable energy.
Love it. I love it. I know, Nick, that there's absolutely loads more people that you want to be able to speak to. You need to let these guys know, because in future shows is that let them know that that you want us to come and grab a word with you, and we will schedule it.
We'll do our very best.
Absolutely.
There are a few of our partners today who we've had to talk about them rather than to them, but it's
for the right reasons, because it means they're blooming busy.
Yeah,
that's the main thing.
This is it. But yeah, thank you to everyone who has talked to us today, really, because I think this is a neat place for us to wrap up this video, and then we're going to be catching up with Harvey for an end of day one summary, aren't we?
Absolutely, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, Nick, for your hard work. I kind of left you to speak to the experts, because you get to liaise with them on a daily basis.
Thanks very much.
We're just lucky that I haven't come up with any stupid questions today, because I normally do, don't I? But
there's still time. You can
there
ask
is,
Harvey
yeah, absolutely, there will be. It's been an absolute pleasure. Don't forget, this is day one. We've got days 2 and 3, Saturday, Sunday, 1st and 2nd of February. Jump on the NSBRC website, book your tickets, then it's totally free parking, everything. And you can actually, although you might book for tomorrow, which is my advice, the Saturday, is that you then find you want to come back, it's fine. It will carry over to the Sunday as well.
Or if you're watching this a few weeks after recording, have a look on our website, because there is always something going on.
Yeah, and that includes not just shows, but educational events and all sorts of things. And the whole idea, this is what the NSBRC is about. This is a permanent exhibition, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it. So it's free to enter, and you can come down pretty much whenever you like.
6 days a week.
6 days a week.
Not Mondays.
Not Mondays. You might find it's a bit busy with upgrades to stands and things like that.
Yes, exactly. So there you go. That's what it is. We'll be jumping on in a moment to do a wrap up from day one with Harvey Fremlin. But in terms of the roam around all of the exhibition stands, that's the end of that one. Get yourself down here. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've been Chris Dawes, Visual PR. It's been my sidekick and confidant, Nick Want, the Sustainability Manager for NSBRC. But for now, catch you later.
Thanks for watching.